Spoilers. Okay, so my name is Jasmine, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I started with My Little Pony with G4, and I decided that a lot of people don't know a whole lot about the older generations, and I saw that panels were open for Everfree, and I decided why not. This was back in like December or January, and I've been working on it ever since. It's taken me 6 months, so I hope that you guys like it.
Don't worry, we won't judge you.
Thank you. We all know what My Little Pony is and what a success Friendship is Magic was.
Yes.
Because we're here. The My Little Pony franchise is not only Friendship is Magic, however. Hundreds of ponies in different shapes and sizes and colors have all been manufactured throughout the course of 30 years. I decided to do this panel. I already talked about that. Okay. It's a shame that Bronies don't know a lot about the previous generations because there's so much there. It's the foundation of Friendship is Magic, pretty much. We're going to visit the 80s. So, pick up your hair and hairspray and huge glasses and
I'm a youngin'.
shh. And let's start. What's up, little icon there?
Is it possible
Okay.
to turn the lights off, or is it?
Yeah, you want to dim the light? Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Okay, that's good. My Little Pony had humble beginnings. In 1981, Bonnie Zackerly, this lady here, designed My Pretty Pony for Hasbro's subsidiary called the Romper Room. And here's its the stuff there. The blueprints. There we go. I couldn't think of that word. These ponies were giant. They were about 10 inches tall. They were hollow and plastic, and they had a small trigger under the chin. When the trigger pulled, their ears would wiggle and their eyes would blink. And these ponies are notorious for having really gross, coarse hair, so it's really hard to brush. And sometime between 1981 to 1983, a pink version was made. It closely resembles what the G1 Generation 1 ponies started to look like. It looks actually like a G1 Peachy. 1983 was a big year for My Pretty Pony and Hasbro as it came out with a new accessory for My Pretty Pony, the Beautiful Baby, which is this guy right here. He's about the size of a Gen 1 pony. And it looks like a Gen 1 butterscotch. And Hasbro received a design patent for an ornamental design for toy animal. The patent was filled in August of 1981 and granted in 1983. In '83, Zackerly began working for Hasbro directly, and My Pretty Pony was moved to Hasbro, reduced in size, and renamed My Little Pony. The flat-foot ponies were the first My Little Ponies printed in year 1 or 1982. All of them were printed in the same pose, the flat-foot pose, which flat feet. Their heads faced downwards, and they had shorter legs than normal. And they fall over a lot.
Which is why it does this.
Yeah. All of the ponies in the Flatfoot set were reprinted the following year in the collector's pose. It's not very exciting. The collector's ponies were otherwise identical to the year 1 Flatfoot ponies. Their names, colors, symbols, accessories, they were all the same. In year 2, the first Unicorn and Pegasus ponies came out. Lost my spot. The first Baby Pony, Sea Pony, and the first My Little Pony playsets came out. 7 new poses were carved this year. And almost every second year pony came with, all accessories, a brush, comb, ribbon. And a scented sticker. Don't forget that. Don't forget the sticker.
Beautiful.
This little guy right here, that's Applejack. You guys all know where Applejack came from. This is the only pony to be able to be carried throughout all 4 generations because of copyrights, and they lost licensing to some of their names. I don't know, but that's Applejack.
Where's your hat?
Oh, there's too many apples. They're so cute. In 1984, Marvel Productions and Hasbro paired up to create the first half-hour My Little Pony televised special called Rescue at Midnight Castle, or Firefly's Adventure. The story begins, and the peaceful ponies in Dream Valley are attacked by monsters who kidnap several ponies and take them away to Midnight Castle. Firefly, this pink pony here, got mad and decided to do something about it and flew to the other side of the rainbow where Megan the human, there was humans in the first My Little Pony, isn't that weird? Decided to get her, and she came and helped out. That was cool. Lost my spot, sorry. Yeah, takes this guy to try to find someone who can help them defeat Tyrek, which is the bad guy. He wanted the ponies to turn them into dark ponies, or demons or something, I don't quite remember, and to pull his chariot at midnight. That's it. Sounds legit. Megan agrees to go to Ponyland with Firefly. She's at first reluctant to go, but after being confronted by the monsters herself, she sets out with the ponies to rescue them. Also this year would be the start of the Horseshoe point system. All packaging came with Horseshoe points. I know, right? Which can be used to obtain discounts on special ponies available only through mail order. The Horseshoe Points program was offered in both the US and the UK, although Majesty, which was previously available only with the Dream Castle playset, or unique ponies such as the first pony, oh my god, I could not say that. Lucky the Stallion, I'm so sorry. This is Lucky the Stallion, this is the first boy pony. Yeah. Boy pony. Another line of exclusively mail order ponies was the Birth Flower ponies. It's this guy right here. This girl right here, I'm so sorry. It featured a pony for every month of the year. They included ponies, many of them being special first, fan club kits, and more, each set to a different theme depending on the offer. Nearly every offer required or allowed the optional use of Horseshoe points and cash. So you could use points or cash, or use just cash, or use just points, but plus shipping and handling. Damn you, Hasbro. Horseshoe points ranged in value from a half of a point on the earliest Ponyware packages to 12 points on the big things like playsets. The most common point was one point. I keep losing my spot, I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Some of the rarest Gen 1 ponies are mail order ponies, such as Sweet Scoops, this guy, Goldilocks, which I don't know why I didn't put in there, and Rapunzel. Rapunzel sometimes goes for $1,000.
Wow.
Recently, I've seen a Rapunzel sell for $600 with no accessories, and the hair is cray. It's all over the place. If you find Rapunzel and her hair is cut, she's like worth nothing.
Yeah.
The whole point of Rapunzel was that her hair was really long. Rapunzel. Early My Little Pony collectors could show their enthusiasm by joining the My Little Pony fan club. It came with lots of things to collect and do, including the Hoofbeat newsletter with several stories and activities, like they had little puzzles and stuff. A bow tie paper doll with 3 different outfits. This guy. A powder puff pony charm necklace, My Little Pony sew and emblem, My Little Pony wall poster certificate, and membership card. Available as part of nearly every My Little Pony offer, this fan club was offered from year 2 through year 4 until a new fan club was introduced in year 5. In 1984, My Little Pony's second TV special, Escape from Katrina, aired. In this movie, the little ponies prepare for a welcome back party for their human friend Megan. Meanwhile, little furballs called bush woolies are the slaves of a feline witch named Katrina and are watched over by a shape-shifting lizard named Rep. When the bush willies escape, Katrina abducts baby moon dancer and the Rambo of light to force the ponies to be her new slaves. She literally tries to throw it down a well to kill it. These movies were crazy. Several new types of ponies came out in year 4. All of the adult ponies printed in 1985 to 1986 were either So Soft or Twinkle Eye. All of the babies were Betty by Eye, which are like on baby dolls where the eyes, if you lay it down, they close. Yeah, I have one of them. You should come up and look at it. It's crazy.
Scary.
Yeah, and one of the eyes on it's like always. So where did it? All of the sea ponies were pearlized in color. Flutter ponies were introduced, which is this guy. They have little wings, little wingies.
They're the precursor to the breezies.
Mm-hmm. With their weird.
Basically looks like butterfly rarity.
Yeah, butterfly rarity. As in year 2, ponies continued to come with, little cool things like combs and stuff. My Little Pony the movie was The Little Pony's big screen debut. It played during the summer of 1986 and was the launch of My Little Pony's big comeback in year 4 with new ponies and pony friends. The movie had big name people like Cloris Leachman and Danny DeVito at the time.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito! Woo! Yeah!
Pretty awesome in 1980s.
Yeah. Produced by Marvel Productions and Sunbow Productions, with animation production by Japan's Toei Animation, and went on to open in only 421 venues. I keep losing my spot, I'm so sorry. On June 6, 1986. My Little Pony the movie made under $6 million in ticket sales in the North American box office. And here's a little bit about the movie. At Dream Castle, the Little Ponies are preparing a festival to celebrate the first day of spring. From the volcano of gloom, the evil witch Hydia watches the event via her cauldron. Disgusted by the frivolity, tells her daughters that they must go ruin it. TLDR, they didn't. They had to get these ingredients and they missed something that was really scary, and they made this gigantic purple ooze stuff and it covered all of Ponyville. Yeah. You guys know so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
According to the staff of Howdville Film Guide, My Little Pony came off as an immensely distended cartoon meant to plug its fashionable line of children's dolls. That's cold. Year 5 followed up the previous year's So Soft, Twinkle Eye, and Flutter sets with new ones and introduced several new types of ponies. All ponies still came with ribbon and brushes or combs, but they no longer came with scented stickers. A set of 3 very large newborn pony toys, and they're big. They're like this. No, again, not again. The soft, sleepy newborns, which appeared this year alongside a new sideline of ponies called Pony Friends, which in this year included a camel, zebra, lion, and giraffe. Thank you. You got this. As Hasbro was still licking its wounds from the criticism the film received, My Little Pony had her own television show for the first time. I think it's a little late. It's 1986. It started in 1981. It was called My Little Pony and Friends and consisted of 3 other Hasbro Sunbow production shows. The show was a half an hour long, with the first half being a 15-minute My Little Pony episode, and the second half being like Mr. Potato Head and Kids or something. I think that's what it was called. And Glow Friends and Moon Dreamers and like 80s cartoons. Many episodes were 2 to 4 parts long. There was even one that was 10 parts long. The End of Flutter Valley, which was a sequel to My Little Pony the movie. The series aired in syndication beginning in the fall of 1986 and continued into 1987 with new episodes. Oh, I'm not reading that. Okay. Oh, that's so long. I don't know why I wrote that. Okay. In 1987, 8 new pony poses were carved, and 13 of the older poses were also recarved to allow for raised symbols or movable heads. 4 more pony friends poses were made as well, which include a moose, a llama, an elephant, and a dinosaur. I actually have a dinosaur. Its name is Cutasaurus. Where is it? Scented ponies were also introduced, and they still, if you have them to this day and they're in good condition, they still smell good. I have one, it smells like strawberries. Still. Summer Wings replaced Flutter Ponies, which, excuse me, this is a Summer Wings pony, not a Flutter pony. My bad.
Flutter pony wings.
My B.
I had Flutter Ponies, you push the button and then...
Yeah, and their wings, yeah. It's really hard to find them now because the wings, their little girls have them, so you just rip them off. It's hard to find them intact, and if you find them intact, they're actually worth a lot of money.
I never saw.
Yeah, I'll talk to you afterwards. Oh no, where did I go? The last of the sea ponies was released. Ponies came with ribbons, brushes, combs, and picks. Still. Good job, Hasbro.
That was the year they also introduced the Firefly sales.
Mm-hmm. 8 new pony poses were carved for year 7. Year 7 was one of the last big years for My Little Pony. Many new kinds of ponies were introduced only to be abandoned the next year, and several poses made their final US appearance. The last Megan and Sundance set was released. Several new pony poses were carved, including 3 Sweet Sister poses, which I have one of those here. They're really strange.
It's very skinny.
Yeah, it's still a Gen 1 pony, which... Whoop. Yeah. This guy is a Gen 1 pony. It's a reprint, but very different.
It's
like flirtery.
And the last 4 pony friends, which were a lamb, calf, kangaroo, and panda. 2 older poses, the baby bouncy pose and the powder pose, were altered for this year and were used as poses for the merry-go-round set. Year 8 saw 6 new poses, 4 drinking wet babies. Yeah, that's exactly how it sounds. They had little ponies who had bottles, they peed.
It's like part of the baby doll.
A ballerina pose and head, and the bride pose. The rest of the 8th year ponies were fairly simple compared to ponies from the past 2 years. And each set included only 4 ponies rather than 6 or 8. Hasbro, you're slipping.
Yeah, I have a bunch of it.
At this point, their foot were no longer the flocking.
That started in year 2. Hey! I just got really close to something. And also, they were also tanking for some reason. All of the ponies only came with 1 accessory. What's up with that? I need more than just a comb, okay?
No, they did have a clothing line too.
Mm-hmm. Additionally, 2 new kinds of My Little Pony toys were introduced in year 8. The large Dream Beauties, which look like horses, like actual horses that have like, I don't know, anatomies. And the tiny petite ponies, which I have some up here to look at. They're like this big. Yeah. They normally don't have hair. This was the one that was brushable. I don't know why
They
they
had hair if you took care of them.
Well, they're usually plastic. These guys are the little petite ponies. Mm-hmm. They're all plastic. I have ones with hair. Why would I have the ones with hair? 6 new poses were made for year 9, 3 of which were larger than any previous poses, 2 of which were smaller than any previous poses. While a few of the ponies came with other accessories, most came with only a brush. No ponies were sold with ribbons in year 9. How dare they? Yes. Several sets of the petite ponies and playsets were released in year 9, which was the last year of the petite ponies. Year 10 was the last year for My Little Pony in the United States, and only 1 new pose, the Fancy Mermaid Pony pose, this guy, was carved for this year. Year 10 sets include only 2 or 3 ponies, or in the teeny tiniest case, 3 sets of twins. No 10th year ponies came with ribbons. Aww.
I still have my twins.
And then here's some Europe releases. I wasn't going to cover Europe because we live in America. Sorry. Happy 4th of July! But this one, like, these ones are weird. This one has roller skates, but I don't think they come off.
Yeah, they molded.
Ugh. And this one gives birth.
Yeah.
This one gives birth. Like, do you see the switch? It only comes out of the tummy. Come on now.
Yeah.
But there's the babies, and it came with it. And this one had really crazy long hair, the longest hair of My Little Pony. This guy right here. And then nurse ponies. All of these were only released in the UK.
That's a weird thing.
My Little Pony Tales was My Little Pony's second television series that aired in 1992. Since it aired right at the end of Generation 1, its fame in the US, some fans call it 1.5, like how we have 3.5. Because it's not really like, it's not in Generation 2, because they use similar art to Generation 1. And although it was not produced by Disney, it aired only on the Disney Channel along with the original My Little Pony TV series. There were 2 episodes per half-hour show, each with a special song. The little ponies featured in the series were none like ever seen before. They were not based on ponies that were previously sold in stores, but new ponies based on these characters were only sold in the UK. The stories revolved around everyday lives of 7 young girl ponies, their families, 3 boys, and their school teacher. It was very different from the original My Little Pony. This My Little Pony Tales was set in like a city setting where they went to school and had boyfriends and girl drama and stuff like that. A little bit. And there were boys in this show. There were boys in the first one.
And only Earth ponies, right?
Yeah, only Earth ponies, thank you. There were only Earth ponies. It was very strange. My Little Pony Tales was a new look at Ponyland with different storytelling. It was strange. After the original line of My Little Pony toys ended in 1995 in the UK. An all-new second generation appeared in 1997, revealing a very different take on Ponyland. Living in Friendship Gardens, these ponies were smaller, thinner, rounder, extremely modern, and identified by a rainbow print on their hoof. These guys. You'll be able to come see them afterwards. I'm just showing you. They have weird little hooves and weird little necks, and they're just weird. Little duck faces. Regardless of its many differences, the new My Little Pony still proved to be a wholesome toy which promoted positive values. In addition, ponies came in all colors of the rainbow, had symbols, and still used the rainbow logo. Pony points were also part of this line, however, they never played a large role since there was only one mail order exclusive pony and very few exclusive items. In 1998, My Little Pony got her first video game. My Little Pony Friendship Garden CD-ROM offers the chance to create, groom, and play with one. The virtual pastures of Ponyland consist of 2 main locations, the farm and the village. At the farm, you learn how to take care of your pony. Using a hairbrush, this is a really big theme, hairbrushes. Medicine bottle, food grown in your own garden, and a juice box. Yes, the food you grew in the garden. There was also games you could play with your pony like tic-tac-hoof and horseshoes, switch puzzles, and a baking game. My Little Pony Friendship Garden CD-ROM supports color printers and features a point-and-click interface.
So modern.
How dare they? By the middle of 2000, the dot-com bubble had burst. Hasbro's share prices had lost 70% of its value in just over a year because Gen 2 tanked. Hasbro would post a net loss for the first time in 2 decades. Faced with these difficulties, on January 2001, Hasbro sold 100% of Hasbro Interactive to French software company Infogrames. There's no picture for this, I'm sorry. The sale included nearly all of their video game related rights and properties, including My Little Pony and stuff like Transformers and their other lines, and over 250 software titles. Hasbro Interactive's sale price was $100 million. $5 million of that was in cash, and the rest of it was in stocks. Under the terms of the sale agreement, Infogrames gained the rights to develop games based on Hasbro properties for a period of 15 years, plus an option for an additional 5 years based on performance. Between 1998 and 2003, the My Little Pony franchise went into hibernation. I couldn't really find anything between these years. There's not really anything between there.
They were still producing stuff in England and France and Germany.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about America.
America would be happy.
But thank you. Thank you. Before the new G3 ponies were released to the general public, a few ponies were available through an eBay seller called World in Advance. These ponies' boxes were numbered 1 through 50 and came with a certificate stating that they were one of the first 50 of their kind to be produced. These ponies are sometimes referred to as the first 50. The ponies themselves are no different from the ponies released to the general public. However, ponies still mint in box with these stickers sell for higher than the price of the ponies without. So, a charitable donation was made with each purchase of a pony. 10% of the final auction price up to and including $100 was donated to the National Center of Boundless Playgrounds, a national nonprofit organization that works with communities throughout the country to facilitate the development of fully integrated, universally accessible playgrounds for children of all abilities. Thank you, I said it. Okay. A 15% contribution was made for all bids exceeding 100. Pinkie Pie was used to promote My Little Pony at the 2003 spring licensing show. She had a special symbol, this guy. No, I lost it. No, I lost it. She had a special symbol that said licensing show. Hasbro 2003, and was available only in the show, packaged in plastic with no accessories. So it was supposedly limited to 300 ponies. And then in the fall of 2003, a handful of these Pinkie Pies sneaked into Toys R Us boxes. I don't know how they did it. They were packaged in regular, thank you. They were packaged in regular Pinkie Pie boxes as shown here. Hasbro confirms this was an error, so only a handful of them were found. Licensing show Pinkie Pie is extremely rare, and those mispackaged in the box are even more rare. 2003 started off with a bang, like I said earlier, even though I didn't say that, whoops. Something done differently in this generation was that the whole year was themed instead of just specific playsets. 2003's theme was celebrations. The very first run of ponies available to the general public included Komodo, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Sunny Days, Sweet Berry, and Wisteria. A Charming Birthday was the first straight-to-VHS movie for this generation. Now, in this generation, Gen 3, there were 14 videos, so I didn't cover everyone, sorry. You could mail in your Horseshoe points this year for a friendship bracelet, Charming Birthday video, and playmat. In 2004, collectors had another chance to be the first to have the year's hot new ponies off of eBay. These ponies' boxes were numbered with foil stickers stating they were one of the first 50 like the last ones. As opposed to the ponies, though, that came out before it, they did not come with a certificate. In 2004, in 2004, Hasbro made a special pony in order to support. What the? Woo! Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is where I was supposed to be. My bad. Hasbro made a special little pony in order to support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation, a non-profit organization dedicated to serving seriously ill children and their families. They also held a pink carpet event to entertain sick kids. Available only at Disney's Once Upon a Time store, located in downtown Disney, was a special set of My Little Ponies. You could build them. It was like Build-A-Bear, but for My Little Pony. They came with accessories you could buy, but also they came with ponies that were themed as princesses.
That was such a cool setup. I actually got to try it out. It was amazing.
That's so crazy.
Scary.
New to this year were ponies called So Soft ponies, but unlike the So Soft ponies in G1, they were, I'm sure you've seen them, the ones that have the big old plastic heads and the fabric bodies, and they're terrifying. They're like nightmares, really, yeah. Dancing in the Clouds came out on VHS in 2004. That's bad. 2005, we were also able to hit eBay for the newest ponies of the year. The theme for this year, though, was Butterfly Island. 7 new So Soft ponies came out this year. And still available from the last year were the friendship bracelets, charming birthday video, and playmat. New this year, you could get Starcatcher for 6 points. 2 videos came out this year, being Friends Are Never Far Away and A Very Minty Christmas. The San Diego Comic-Con is a huge event for comic characters and toy manufacturers. Hasbro released several special edition Comic-Con ponies that could only be purchased at the San Diego event or at Hasbro's online toy shop. Rosie Posey was given out for the 2005 My Little Ponies Friendship Ball to benefit the Center for Children with Special Needs at Hasbro's Children's Hospital. Bet you didn't know Hasbro had a hospital. High five. Whoever, yeah, well, there you go. You and me. This year was, for this charity, was My Little Pony themed. Large stuffed My Little Ponies were placed all around the room. There was a My Little Pony ice sculpture. I wish I had a picture of that. And each person who attended got a free Rosie Posey pony. This guy. The Pony Project was an art showing in New York, sponsored by Hasbro and Thunderdog Studios. Up-and-coming female artists from around the world were given a large, blank, white pony and allowed to customize that pony any way they wanted. These are what they went for at the charity. I don't remember their names. I really should have written it down. I know the bottom left is Betsy Johnson, but I don't know what the rest of them are.
What is going on with the top right?
Don't judge that pony, okay? It has feelings. And some fans visited My Little Pony conventions and had been graced with their own exclusive pony toys. That's these guys. 2006 had a Crystal Princess theme, had 3 styling ponies, 4 new So-Softs. The first unicorn being Rarity. Yeah, this is what Rarity used to look like.
So Rarity turned into Cadence?
Cadence is Rarity.
Like Cadence turned into Rarity.
Rarity is Cadence in disguise.
My Little Pony Live was a... Let me go to the next slide. My Little Pony Live, I don't think I really need to explain that. So I'm just going to keep going. Then in 2006, there were 4 new movies. The Princess Promenade, which I'm going to mention later. Breezies came out, and I don't have any Breezies, but they look like blind bag figures that have antennas.
Those.
I don't know, I've never seen that movie, so.
You're only
Sweater ponies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They look like bug ponies.
Yeah.
They're
3.5 fortune. But they have
the breezes
No.
are a precursor to
scary.
changing.
Coming back to
The
the
changer
Rarity,
cousins.
there were 2 different versions of Rarity. There was a Generation 3 and a Generation 4. The Generation 3 was the one that you have there, and the Generation 4 had different color in the skin tone, so it was darker, and the mane and tail were also different. Right there.
This guy.
Yes. But it was the same size as the large Rarity.
Also in 2006, the My Little Pony Club ended its mailing point system. Which I don't blame them, they were giving out crappy prizes. So, we all know who this is. During 2006, Lauren Faust pitched a micro-series pop opera for Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls. And it prompted Lisa Litch from Hasbro to ask her if she'd be interested in My Little Pony. She handed her one of the recent DVDs, which was The Princess Promenade. and asked her to watch it to see if there was anything she could do about it. They wanted a reboot, and she was really pushing to match the right talent with the right project. Hasbro was just coming off of the success of Michael Bay's first Transformer movie. Success. And Lisa was interested in finding similar creative stewards, talent that would reinvent and lend their unique voice to the other properties. The possibility of this sort of creative trust and freedom and Lisa's belief in this approach really piqued her interest. Litch considered that Faust's style was well suited for that line and asked her to consider some ideas on where to take a new version of the franchise. I'm gonna stop for a second. So, top left is Firefly. That's a G1 pony. I had mentioned her earlier. It's Rainbow Dash. I don't know who that one is.
I don't know.
Applejack.
She's a silly pony.
She doesn't have that. Where's her hat?
Fluttershy was originally Posey and did not have wings. Surprise, who later turns into Pinkie Pie, had wings. Could you imagine Pinkie Pie with wings?
She doesn't need them. She can break physics already.
She basically already has them, you just can't see them. Sparkler was Rarity, and Twilight was Twilight.
Sparks.
It's just now Twilight's mom.
Yeah, they changed her to Twilight's mom. They couldn't call her Twilight. They changed her name to Twilight Velvet. There was that. Copyright. 2007, there was no clear theme that I noticed. The new ponies that were released in stores were labeled with the Crystal Princess theme still. It wasn't until late 2007, around July and August, when the next line of ponies began appearing in stores, and then the theme changed. These ponies sported the new theme, My Little Pony 25th Birthday Celebration. Oh, by the way, that's that monstrosity I was talking about. Just checking to see if everybody was on the same page.
I had one of those. That thing was in my closet.
This year also marked the end of magnets and ponies' feet. Do I have one of those?
Wait, the end? What?
Oh, I don't have any magnet ones. So there would be magnets in the G3 feet so that they could turn on playsets or like turn the water on in a little castle or something. Yeah.
Or walk up your middle.
Yeah, literally, that's pretty much what
Oh,
I can't remember Victoria took them down.
So Soft Ponies returned from the last year. This time they're the newborn versions. That's the scary newborn version type. The one I was talking about looks different, but only slightly. There's pony plushes. I have one of them up here. And here is where Gen 3-5 started coming out. Those.
Shine. My little monstrosities.
You gotta love all of My Little Pony because where are we now? But come on.
Shun it.
Yeah.
You can criticize someone while being a fan. Come on.
High five for who said they were a fan. Who said? You?
What? No, I said you can criticize while being a fan.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 3-5 me.
I love 3-5.
High five.
Okay, see?
These are the two movies that came out in 2007. And here are some other ponies that came out in 2007. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It was superhero themed.
It's like a wonder
Those are wonderful.
All right. Everybody grimaces. This year, Hasbro decided to limit the pony line to a core 7 number of ponies. From one of their press releases, these ponies were Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Scootaloo, Cheerly, Toolarula, rest in peace, Toolarula, Sweetie Belle, and Starsong. In addition to the whole limiting of the ponies to 7, the back card stories, like a little blurb on the back of the box, were used for each pony release, for everyone, and they churned these out like crazy. It was just all the same words. Very lazy, Hasbro. They only have minor and slight clerical differences to say whether or not the pony came with an accessory or to promote give kids the world village, whatever that is. The theme is also murky this year. It might be My Little Pony 25th birthday celebration, Core 7, or they might have just shoved it out the window and stopped theming them. Movies: My Little Pony Live, World's Biggest Tea Party DVD release, Meet the Ponies, and Pinkie Pie Special Day. I don't recommend watching any of these. Don't, for your health.
You can't appreciate the new stuff if you don't watch the old stuff.
Not 3-5 though. The American International Toy Fair, held annually in New York around winter time, draws big toy companies from around the world. The toy fair is a chance for toy makers to show off and promote their latest products. Sometimes Hasbro brings exclusive. I couldn't find exclusive. These were the Comic-Con exclusives for that year. What year am I on? 2008? Yeah. Following the success of the earlier 2005 Pony project, Hasbro and Thunderdog decided to have a second one. That's not the right slide.
You trying to scare us?
Yes.
Oh, I think you already achieved that.
2009. Here you go. 2009. There was absolutely no themes this year. Like none.
Kill it with fire.
This year's ponies would be redesigned with bigger heads and huge eyes. Also, newborn cuties would be released for the first time. Movies: Star Song and the Magic Dance Shoes, Rainbow Dash's Special Day. She always dresses in style. And yeah. No, just kidding. In 2009, it was superheroes and supervillains. You could choose which one you wanted, villains or heroes.
No, it's double-sided. You turn it around, actually.
My bad. I thought it was 2. The way I read it, it looked like it was 2. I lied. And then, oh, no, wait. 2010! October 10th, 2010, and My Little Pony hasn't been the same since. We're all here now because of it, and thank goodness. Does anybody have any questions?
Okay, so 1, 2.
No? No questions?
3 comments?
You forgot to mention that Spike was introduced in some of the earlier movies and then was forgotten and then brought back and then restored.
What she said.
Yeah.
So there really were a series of years where there just were no new ponies.
Well, in Europe there was, not in America. I don't know why. They had different country exclusives. A lot of them are really sought after, like maybe like Argentinian ponies or like Brazil and things like that. They all had ponies.
I like how it's specific.
But yeah, they're between really 98 and 2003. It just kind of.
So there was, I think you said that Winterfell was brought onto the project in 2008?
2006.
So it was a 4-year gap between that
She-
and the show ponies?
She created the pitch Bible, and it takes a while to animate the first season. So that's about right.
I'm not familiar with how long it takes them.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't draw.
So they were animating G4, at least the first part, while they were still doing the 3 and 3.5 stuff?
Yes, and also 3 and 3.5 they intermingled.
Yeah.
They 3 was still coming out even after Friendship is Magic came out. 3.5 was still coming out. It was like you couldn't scrub it off of you. It was when I first got into My Little Pony in 2011, and cool, I'm gonna buy toys. I'm that kind of person. I have a lot of My Little Pony toys. Oh my god, I couldn't find anything. It was all 3.5, and they're like this big, and thank you. I didn't say it. But
I'm from earlier season. Thank you very much.
But yeah, I think that's the whole 30-year history of My Little Pony. You have a question?
For Predictions for Gen 5.
Oh,
I don't think they can top it. Honestly, in my opinion, the only way they could go is up, and they're on a really good thing right now.
So they'll have to be robots.
Yeah, they have to be like outer space, cybernetic, like. Honestly, if they were to bring it, I don't know when it's gonna end. Like when G4 is gonna stop. Like when it's gonna stop being relevant. So G5 is just like. I have no idea. You with the hat.
Do you think G4 is just gonna get better, or is there gonna be a time when they're suddenly like, nope, you have no ideas, goodbye?
Well, this is purely my opinion, and please don't throw anything at me. I don't like Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Yay!
So I think, in my opinion, it's, I don't know. You asked for my opinion. That's my
Thank you.
You.
What year did the carousel ponies that they have the openings with the you can like the story box?
Oh, I don't have my book.
What year was that?
The ones, the secret treasures.
You had a picture of them earlier. But
Yeah.
I guess that's like
That was like 80.
I believe it was 86.
because there was some that came, they had those ones out without, and they also had ones that push their tummies and either the tail spin or the spoke.
Those were already.
Yeah.
We tried to put that big prize.
I'm not. I'd have to open it back up, but I also have a book, the first gen collector book. It has like 300 pages, so we can look that up. I don't remember off the top of my head. You.
Yeah, did the previous generations use as many mythological references as Gen 4 does?
The first gen did. It was strictly dragons and like hydras and like.
They didn't have Steve in it though.
Yeah, Steve Magnet. Yeah. But My Little Pony Tales completely just threw that out the window. My Little Pony Tales was set like it was slice of life. It was like, oh, this boy doesn't like me. I'm gonna go cry now. Let's sing about it. That was My Little Pony Tales. There you go. Now you don't have to watch it.
Do you think they'll find some way to put sea ponies into G4?
I was very, very saddened. There was an official Hasbro release that said, it was like a press release that said, no sea ponies. Not for G4, I'm so mad.
That would have been so interesting though.
If you go on MLParena.com, you have to like make an account, people like trade toys and stuff. There's a person on there that has hand sculpted G4 styled sea ponies.
Oh my god, you know that.
And they're casting them in resin.
Wow.
MyLittlePonyArena.com.
Yeah.
MLParena.com.
Who was the next question?
I heard a rumor that the show, like, they were ending it or something like that.
We're
and
in.
that-
Go ahead.
No.
I was just curious if that had changed or.
We're in our 4th season.
Yeah.
So there's going to be new episodes coming out, I think, later this year. Don't.
Right, I heard that was gonna be the last.
Let's see.
season, though. We still
Let's
don't
see.
know. Okay.
I have no idea.
My niece was dead.
Yeah.
I don't know the details, but there was, they just started selling novels, My Little Pony novels, Gen 4 on Amazon.
Mhm.
And one of them deals with Under the Sea.
Oh, Under the Sparkling Sea. That was done. I haven't read it yet. I really want
Does that have
to.
sea ponies in it?
They're not sea ponies, but they're creatures that live under the sea. They weren't branded as sea ponies.
Yeah, didn't they just get transformed into sea ponies, basically?
I don't know.
Like the stuff that happens in like stories and art can like
oh, I
combine,
have a
different
fin
rules.
now.
Yeah. Because they don't have a
They're
copyright
official.
over that.
Yeah.
They're official.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, so this might be a little
Oh,
bit...
whoops, you were supposed to go. Go ahead and then you. Sorry.
This might be a little bit too far into the newsy side of things, but when they did slim down the My Little Pony design,
Gen 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty big into the news scene, so yeah, those.
Okay.
There's been some articles being released as of late where there's, I guess it's like angry mothers or something. They're talking about
Them damn angry mothers.
They're talking about My Little Pony becoming sexy. Like that's.
No, I've read this article. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but there's actually been several released about it. I was wondering, what's that?
Wasn't it about Predator Girls?
I know what you're talking about with Celestia and how they made her pink and like.
Yeah, and they said.
I don't know how this is sexy. But you know what I mean? Yeah, that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there a possibility that they would change it like that? Do you know any specifics on that? Was that the reason why they changed it back to a more bulky design?
Oh, you mean from G2 to 3? 2 completely just. 2 was around for.
Only 4 years.
Yeah, it was from 1997 to 1999 in America at like the bare maximum. The maximum. They were putting out ponies in the UK in '99 for Gen 2, but we didn't really get a whole lot of them. You in the back.
Okay, going off of what he said, there's been this like crazy cultural history of moral panics over girls' toys. In the 1960s, it was considered really unhealthy to give girls baby dolls because that was just naturalizing them for adulthood. So the really feminist choice for your baby girl was a Barbie doll, because that would naturalize her as like an adult career woman. And then of course Barbie became sexist when we realized her proportions were all off. And actually My Little Pony from Theory Edward was born out of this late 1970s movement to give girls somewhat more gender neutral toys that, you know, were distorting their body image. So that was when you started having things like Cabbage Patch Kids, you know, early incarnations.
Thank you. I needed help explaining that. Any other questions?
Can I comment on
Yes.
that? Sorry. What happened in the late 70s, Hasbro did market research and they asked little girls what they dream about when they sleep at night, and they said horses. That's why we have Hasbro Pony. The end.
Alright, well, if nobody else has anything, I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys can come up here, go ahead and look at my ponies that I have.